I thank the IEEE Education Society Kerala Chapter for giving me an opportunity to be with you now. My special thanks are to Mr. Anil, who has been very devoted to the society and also very supportive throughout to make this seminar a reality. I thank each one of you who is present here, who has found time amidst your various academic responsibilities, and let us hope that with your active participation, you will benefit from this webinar. Thank you. So, we will be having very 3-4 subsessions. First session will be a small introduction of the terminologies and also some preliminary information regarding the employability skills and also certain personal qualities one should have. And the second subsession will introduce you to certain information on the present and future skills. These reports are from international organizations and also from Indian organization. The third subsession will give you some explanation regarding certain key employability skills. And we will also have certain tips as to how to improve your employability skills. And finally, there will be key takeaways as to what we have understood, and then we will wind up the session. Is that okay, all of you? Okay. So first we will have the presentation on the build up your skills and make your going bright. Can everybody see this? Okay. So before we start the key employability skills, let us know what are the general terminologies for employability skills. Some say it has transferable skills. Some say about key employability skills. Some say it is core employability skills, and it goes like that.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
The screen is not visible. Are you presenting now?
You cannot see that.
No.
Can you see now?
No, it's not visible.
No, ma'am, it's not.
Should I make the presentation?
Okay, please do that, Annie. Okay.
Kindly guide me through to shift the slide.
Sorry?
Change the slide. Kindly guide me through to.
Oh, yes, definitely. Yes. The subsession, first one is on key employability skills. You can see that the most important skill, that is communication skill. And then you have the interpersonal skills, you have leadership skills, problem solving skills, which includes critical thinking and creativity. Then you have self-concept, management skills, lifelong learning, and pressure management. So these are the key employability skills. There are other skills also, but we are just concentrating on a few, and we will be explaining in detail 4 or 5 from this key employability skills. Next one, please. Okay, now coming to personal qualities. These are the attributes in a way. You also say personal qualities, but these are the behavioral traits also. So first one is honesty, along with it goes integrity and reliability. So people will think why honesty, but honesty is a very necessary quality in an employment. Similarly, integrity and reliability. Then for every skill or for every personality, you need a positive attitude. Without a positive attitude, one cannot work in an organization, one cannot even work successfully in life, one cannot live also. So, any successful life requires a positive attitude. Now, coming to the willingness to learn. If you stop learning by academic session, then you will be nowhere. You have to update your knowledge, and there should be a genuine willingness to understand, update your knowledge. That is what is meant by willingness to learn. Then comes initiative, self-management, and entrepreneurial. Uh, by initiative means you must be a self-starter. Without anybody's motivation, you must be a self-starter, and you must be able to manage yourself. These days, you have a lot of entrepreneurial startup uh, startup organizations, which the entrepreneurial skills are very much needed for the success of these startup ventures. Then coming to emotional intelligence, this is one of the most important skills in the future years. We will be giving a detailed explanation on emotional intelligence. So we will leave to the next one. Next one is innovative and investigative skills. That is, the employers are always looking for new things. So you should have an innovative mind, and you should be able to investigate new things, new learning, new technology. So all these things are included in the personal qualities. Then comes the curiosity and research aptitude as well as attitude to find out why it is so and how can I learn about it. That is what is the curious mind. Responsibility. If you are a person without uh, undertaking any responsibility, nobody is going to give you a good job. You may be getting a job, but it may not be a satisfying one. Flexibility and adaptability. One should not be having a very hard and fast personality. You must be open. You must be able to be flexible in your opinions if you find the other person's opinion is also correct. So therefore, flexibility is important. You must be able to adapt to the new situation as well. General awareness on business or on contemporary issues. Generally, these days, students are not very good at general knowledge or at general awareness. Therefore, one has to make this a quality to know what is happening around you. Therefore, you may be uh, wanting to know about contemporary issues and what are the different opinions of leaders and what are the different manufacturing sectors. All these are contemporary issues, and sometimes there may be international issues also. So one should be able to know, one should have a general awareness. We cannot have an all-round awareness of everything, but what is happening around you must know, and you should be able to understand and learn from it. Self-confidence. This is of utmost value for every person. If you are not confident about yourself or about your work or about your academic performance or about your skills, then it is very difficult for you to achieve. So in order to achieve, one should be having one should be confident about oneself. Commitment in any work is a value to be nourished always. We don't have to explain much about it, but only a committed person will be a successful employee. Next one, please. Okay. So now we have just come across the employability skills as well as the personal qualities. Now we will be knowing a little more about the present and future skill requirements in India and abroad. These are actually characterized by uh, the high demand for technological skills. Why high demand? Because of uh, the technological change of artificial intelligence, machine learning, data analysis, all these things, therefore I don't have to explain about it. So that is why the high demand for technological skills. Uh, Side by side with that, you also have an increased need for social and emotional skills. We will be coming to that later. We must also understand that there is a decline in the need for basic cognitive skills, physical skills, and manual skills. Many manual skills, many jobs that require manual skills are getting diminished or deleted. So manufacturers or employers are reducing the number of persons required for manual jobs because most of them are being automated. Automation is the key there. Next one, please. Next slide. Okay. Uh, these are the different reports we will be just going through. First one is the India Skills Report. That's called ISR in short form. Published in 2023 by the Wheelbox. Another one is the OECD report, that is the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development report on skills for 2030. The third one, the ILO report, that is the International Labour Organization on Global Program on Skills and Lifelong Learning. They published it in 2022. The fourth one, the World Economic Forum's Future of Jobs report on top skills for the workforce 2025. Then McKinsey Global Institute's discussion paper published in 2018 on skill shift towards the future. Next, please. Okay, now let us have a little more detailed look at the India Skills Report that is published in 2023. This report is the outcome of almost 3.75 lakh students who had written the uh, National Employability Test, and they have uh, documented the results. Besides the test of the students, almost 160 companies have also been interviewed, and then some academic partners have also been involved in the report. This is a very good report. It is better that you read the report if you get one. You can download it from the website of the Wheelbox if you give some details regarding your need. AICTE, you all know what it is an institutional partner in the report. It has adopted the vision of National Education Policy regarding flexibility, multidisciplinary approach, and innovation in technical education. Through the student induction programs, mandatory internship for students, industry interaction cell, model curricula teacher training programs are the reforms by the AICTE in the report. Next one, please. Okay. So according to this report, the essential skills required by 2030 are digital literacy, data literacy, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, and creativity. Next. Okay. No. The India Skills Report itself. Yes. Yes. According to this report, the sectors that grow are retail sector. You know what is retail sector? Okay. Manufacturing sector, construction, healthcare and insurance sector, renewable energy sector, about which you are very much a part of. Okay. IT sector and electronic sector, real estate sector, FMCG, which is fast moving consumer goods, then connectivity and mobility, which is your telecom sector, transportation sector, all these things, and agriculture. Next one, please. No, one more one before that. Okay. Next one. Okay. Now come the OECD report on skills for 2030. They are giving emphasis on social and emotional skills, especially empathy, respect for others, flexibility, positive attitude towards lifelong learning, curiosity, and ethics. Empathy, we will be discussing more when we have the emotional intelligence part. Respect for others is a quality to be inculcated by all, not only students but by everybody, because only if you have mutual respect, then only you will be having a smooth professional life. Similar flexibility we have already said. Positive attitude towards lifelong learning. uh, Earlier we have been discussing positive attitude, but OECD tells that you must have a positive attitude towards lifelong learning, then only you will learn new things. If you just think that it is okay that with my present academic qualification, then you will be nowhere. Therefore, please see that you take up whatever courses are possible, either along with your academic years or as soon as possible. That will add to your edge. When you compete with others, another certificate, a relevant certificate related to your degree or related to a topic, related to a subject, will definitely be an advantage. Curiosity, then ethics. Ethics has been a very important skill, especially because of the artificial intelligence and other new technologies. Therefore, you have to be ethical uh, in your transactions. That is what they say. Next, please. Okay. The ILO report. ILO, I have already told you, it is International Labour Organization, which will be framing policies for employment, and they will be circulating it with member countries, and some changes may be adopted by the different member countries. They say, besides specialized technical skills and digital skills, collaboration and teamwork is very important. Negotiation and conflict resolution is also an important skill. Communication, emotional intelligence, creative and innovative thinking, analytical and critical thinking, problem solving and decision making skill, foundational literacies, learning to learn, planning and organizing, and career management. So, analytical skills and critical thinking skills are again coming under the problem solving skill. We will be discussing more about it there. Okay, please, the next one. The World Economic Forum's Future of Jobs Report 2020, describing the top skills for the workforce 2025. Here also they say the demand for higher cognitive skills to increase, especially because of the artificial intelligence, machine learning, and automation. So besides the technical and technological skills, the skills very much needed are analytical thinking and innovation, active learning and learning strategies, complex problem solving, critical thinking and analysis, creativity, originality and initiative, leadership and social influence, technology use, monitoring and control, resilience, previous one please. Resilience, stress tolerance and flexibility, reasoning, problem solving and ideation. So these are the top skills the World Economic Forum are saying. There are about some 60, more than 60 members in the World Economic Forum. Okay. Next one, please. Next. Next, please. McKinsey's Global Institute's discussion paper. McKinsey, please. McKinsey, please. Okay. McKinsey is a consulting firm founded in Chicago. So they are having branches in many countries, in almost 65 countries or so, and they have done a discussion paper on skill shift, automation and the future of the workforce. So they also say that they also say that over and above the requirements for technological skills, an increase in the need for social and emotional skills are interpersonal relationships. So you are fortunate that your college and your different IEEE setups and educational societies are giving you such wonderful opportunities. Please make use of these opportunities to build up your these skills. Okay, next one, please. Next skill. Okay, now we have completed communication skills. We have discussed the interpersonal skills. Now the third skill set we are going to discuss, that is the leadership skills. Uh, Under the leadership skills, we discuss a positive mental attitude. This is a very important quality for any good leader. Humility. The place we said, say no to arrogance. Here, humility is the one quality that makes a leader. A leader generally emerges from a team. So, in order to be a leader, these qualities are important. Some people will have a know-it-all attitude. I know everything. I don't want your opinion like that. But that should be, you should say no to such attitudes, and you should be humble enough to say, yes, I would like to know more things. I would like to understand from you. I would like to learn from you. Motivating people. The leader should be a good motivator. The leader should empower people. The leader should build trust among members. The leader should be a good mentor also. And he should always be willing to learn new things, new skills, new knowledge, everything. Every day will be a new day, a new learning day for a good leader. And he will be comfortable with the unknown. He will be effective rather than a perfectionist. He will be a good coach. He will be a good counselor. He will be having a self-confidence. He will have good self-esteem also. We will discuss self-esteem in the under the emotional intelligence. Okay, next one, please. Next slide. Next slide. Okay. Uh, uh, Again, some tips. Try to develop positive reinforcement in oneself as well as with others. So, what is positive reinforcement? You say something good about him and then say, okay, you are always good, but what happened to you this time? For example, suppose somebody is late for your work, or somebody did not complete your work. You can always say that generally you do it in a wonderful way, or generally you are very punctual. What happened to you this time? Do you have any personal difficulties? Is there anything wrong with your family? Or if you have any personal problems, can you share it with me? So these are certain positive reinforcement one should have. The opposite would be, if you are suppose you are scolding the person in front of his friends or team members, as if saying that you are always like that, you never complete any work, you're always late and lazy, and that ridicules that man or that woman or that lady, then she will always have a lot of grudge and shame and guilt feeling, and they will always have some hatred towards you. So try to avoid criticisms or negative reinforcement in a work setting. And even if you have to say something, tell that person, call that person uh, separately and in a good mood, or maybe in a leisure time, tell him or her that this is what is happening, you have to improve like that. So this is an important thing for leadership. Volunteer to take up responsibilities, and whenever you get an opportunity or wherever get your opportunity, volunteer to take up your responsibility. A spoon-fed baby always likes to be spoon-fed. Self-reliance and self-dependency helps in decision making and in carrying responsibilities. As an employee, you will have a lot of decisions to be made. So start learning to make decisions rather than avoiding that. Therefore, you have to you have to volunteer in certain activities. Then you will know how to have decision making, how to do decision making, how to make decisions, and how to carry out responsibilities. Those who had little opportunities for decision making tries to escape such situations in work settings too. I know a friend of mine who had completed MBBS and went for a house surgency and in a private hospital, and uh, a lady came for delivery, and this person, out of stress or out of avoiding that situation, went and hid in a bathroom or in a toilet and was there for almost half an hour. So until the things were over, that person did not appear at all. So such things may happen for certain people. Whether you are a doctor or an engineer or any other situation, it is always better to be frank and seek the help of others rather than avoiding such situations. Learning to give credit to your team members, motivate them. That is another important quality for a leader. Try to bring forth the best from team members because your team members will be equally good. Just because you are a team leader does not mean that others are not good. They also have abilities, so try to bring forth the best from them. Develop a can-do feeling. See, the former US President Barack Obama had won the election through his speeches just by two words, that is, we can. So everybody appreciated that two words, we can, and the uh, most citizens who voted for America thought that with his leadership we may be able to build up to make a better US. So that is that is a can-do feeling. This is also an important one. Next one, please. Next slide. Self-concept. Self-concept. So we have communication skills, we have interpersonal skills, we all just had the leadership skills. Fourth one is self-concept. Self-concept is an awareness about what you are, who am I. So that is what is actually self-concept. Concept or understanding about oneself. How you see yourself as a person. The self-esteem about oneself. Aware of one's abilities, values, and aspirations. Positive attitude towards oneself and towards life. They energize you and give clarity to your thoughts. Say no to negativism. They weaken you. So positive attitude energize you and negative attitude weaken you. If you say I'm good for nothing, then that will be the end of it. They weaken you. If you think I am good, I can do many things, that energizes you. Nurture positive qualities such as love, joy, friendliness, calmness, nurturing attitude, and recognizing and appreciating attitude. Try to say to yourself two good things about you. Can you say that? Okay. Add one more the next day. Try to do some good actions, helping others, guiding juniors, or anything about which you feel good. That feel good is a factor, important factor. You feel good about it because you did it without expecting anything in return. This is very important for developing your own self-concept. Try to find good attributes in your colleagues, among your friends, in your relatives. Be the first to congratulate on other people's achievements. Say no to self-criticisms, self-blames. Some say it is all because of me. I am the person to be blamed. It is my own foolishness, like that. Never say such words. Don't be over-critical about others as well. Over-criticism is also equally very bad. Here also, I'll give you an incident where a friend of son of one of my friends who is a good a cartoonist. So while he was in the office setting, he's an engineer. In the office setting, in a free time, he did a caricature, a cartoon about his boss. And somehow or other, the boss saw it, and he didn't say anything at that time, but he was keeping some bad impression about him just because of this cartoon. So overcritical could be by word or also by deed. So we have to be careful about that also. Next one, please. Next one. Okay. The fifth one is regarding emotional intelligence. This is a quality that has been running among the professionals in the present time, and we have seen that this quality is necessary for future years as well. So let us see what is this about. Emotional intelligence, some say emotional quotient also. You must have heard intelligence quotient. Similarly, we have emotional quotient. How do you find out intelligence quotient? You have your mental age, previous one only. Previous slide, please. Look at this one. So for the IQ, the mental age divided by chronological age. Mental age is found out by certain intelligence tests. So suppose somebody is having 110 mental age and 100 is the, according to the chronological age, the IQ is 100. So you always have a better emotional intelligence. Maybe for a 10-year-old child, if the 10-year-old child does the intelligence test for a 12-year-old, so 12 by 10 into 100, that is the intelligence quotient for that 10-year-old child. That means he is above the age intelligent. Similarly, emotional intelligence is also, you have emotional quotient. There are some certain tests by which people do emotional intelligence at higher level. We don't have to know much about it presently. Presently, what we want to understand is it is the ability to understand and manage one's own emotions and also the emotions of others. It doesn't mean that you should not express emotions, but it means that you understand other people's emotions and have appropriate emotional expressions. That means your behavior should be appropriate. Those with high emotional intelligence have improved mental health and relationships, higher job satisfaction, and academic performance. Components of emotional intelligence: self-awareness, self-regulation, self-motivation, empathy, and social skills. Next one, please. Next. Self-awareness is the process of understanding one's own moods and emotions and how they affect others, strengths and limitations. Self-regulation works as a safety valve. It helps in controlling the impulsive behaviors and moods and to think before acting. Self-motivation, the intrinsic motivation from one's own self. That is the self-motivation. The motivation should come from oneself, from yourself. Empathy. You are empathetic when you imagine yourself in other people's place, understand their feelings, and act accordingly. You are slow to judge others. You possess the awareness that we are all doing the best we can with the circumstances we have been given. Social skills. These are almost the skills that we have learned under the interpersonal being proactive rather than reactive. Attribute for interpersonal skills go with social skills. Next one, please. Next. Next. Please, next. Tips. Respond to a stimulus. Don't react. There is a difference between response and reaction. So when somebody is angry, if you also return in the same coin, then there is conflict. So try to respond, not react. Pause before responding. Wait for a while. Suppose you get an angry letter, writing the reply within a second will destroy the scene. So pause. Maybe just like that, your spoken words also. Recognize your emotions. Give yourself time to cool down. One word or act done impulsively can damage your career or the goodwill you have worked hard to build. Wear the glass of positivity. You will receive positivity. The color of your glasses do matter. Remember, acceptance, previous one. Acceptance, liking, friendship, and the like are not one-sided. You have to give, then only you will give. Then only you will get. Give acceptance, you will also be accepted. Be friendly, you will also have friends inviting you. Recall your childhood when you felt desperate, when you were at a distance watching others playing, and felt much elated when somebody invited you to join them. Each one of you must have had such experiences. Try to recall it. Next one, please. Next slide. Problem solving skill. So this is the sixth one under the skill set. With that, we will be completing the explanation of skill sets. Engineers are good at mathematical problem solving. Are all of them good at day-to-day problem solving as well? Your analytical skills are required here in most cases. Problems have to be analyzed. The root causes are to be explored and identified in order to find a suitable solution to the problem at hand. It could be a conflict resolution or a complaint from a client or any other human-related problem. Rather than blowing it up, one should be able to solve the problem. Next, please. Next. Next one. Next slide. Out of the box thinking, critical thinking and creativity go hand in hand with problem solving skills. Critical thinking is the ability to analyze facts and form a judgment. As we have seen, it is a form of emotional intelligence. Clarity in thinking, rational thinking, etc., help in problem solving and decision making. Rational thinking is using reason and logic in thinking and analyzing. Interpreting, evaluating, appraising, etc. are examples of rational thinking. Next one, please. Next slide. Critical thinking skills could be improved in the following ways. Become more self-aware. Consider your thought processes, values, morals, ethics, and other beliefs. Understand your mental process. That's what is going on within you. Develop foresight. Practice active listening. Ask questions. Evaluate existing evidence. After investigating and analyzing the various aspects of the problem, search for alternatives, study each alternative in detail, weigh them for suitability to the given situation, and select the best alternative and implement the selected solution. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Tips to develop overall employability skills. You have to have effective efforts, genuine desire, knowledge, attitude, and practice. There should be a positive attitude. Knowledge alone is not enough. Practice, 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 and practice until you master the skill. Full use of institutional facilities and support, industry experiences, project works, presentations, career cell activities, internships, and the like. The most important one is documentation. Generally, most students don't take care in documenting what they are doing in co-curricular activities and extracurricular activities. Wherever you do co-curricular activities or extracurricular activities and other activities like the one that you are doing now, document them if you have certain roles in that, and be able to show it in your biodata, and also take videos of what you are doing, list out your responsibilities, list out your roles. That is very important. Many neglect such things. Document your inputs, responsibilities, and achievements. Next, please. Look for employment opportunities through your network of friends and relatives who have a helping attitude. Who have a helping attitude is very important. Who do not help you, don't go to them at all. They will always discourage you. Also, career agencies, job fairs, newspapers, company websites, government employment information centers for sources of information. Have a thorough understanding of the skill requirements. Do a self-analysis and find out the skills you are good at and the ones you are not so good at. Be a continuous learner and have a learning to learn attitude. Update your knowledge and skills. Prepare resume to suit the employer requirements. Next one, please. Next, please. Key takeaways. This is the last subsession. Key employability skills include communication skills, interpersonal skills, leadership skills, self-concept, emotional intelligence, and problem-solving skills, along with key personal attributes. And these are over and above the technical and technological skills that you are learning. You have to update those skills as well. Positive attitude and willingness to learn are important. Effective efforts and practice essential to acquire and master the skills. Skills are to be updated continuously. Friendliness, respect, and recognition of others' views are needed. Documentation of activities and achievements are vital. So this is the end of the present day webinar. And thank you for spending your time together. I hope you have got at least one or two tips that you can remember. If a few students get such a benefit, I will be extremely pleasant and thankful to all of you. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your knowledge and expertise with us. It was a really wonderful section about something we all need to know at our age. Thank you again, ma'am. So before we proceed with the Q&A session, let us take a virtual photograph to capture the essence of this event. So I would like to request you all to turn on your cameras and bring a beautiful smile to your face. And I invite Mr. Ananta Krishnan, Webmaster Student Leadership Team, IEEE Education Society Kerala Chapter, to take the picture for us.
Okay. Everyone smile. Okay.
So thank you everyone. Thank you Ananda. So I would like to inform all the participants that the feedback form will be shared in the chat box after the vote of thanks. And it is to be noted that the certificate will be provided only based on it. So kindly remember to fill it out. So now let's move on to the Q&A section. So please feel free to unmute yourself and ask the questions or leave your queries in the chat box.
Any questions? It's okay, no problem.
Guys,
Wind up the session, so already time.
please feel free to ask your questions. You can also post it in the chat box.
Ma'am, good evening, ma'am. I have a question for you. Ma'am, so among all the soft skills that we have, which one do you think has the most importance?
That's what I told you in the very beginning. It's no
Yes.
single. There is no single skill set that is the most important. It is a combination of skills that is the most important thing. You cannot have a master in one skill and neglect the other one, because you're in a work setting. You need all these skills.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, we have a question in the chat box by Sarida Ganeshan.
Okay.
The question is how to rectify my infrastructure.
Interperson. Which one?
How to rectify my infrastructure.
Infrastructure.
Yeah.
Inferiority complex.
Yeah.
How to rectify my inferiority complex, ma'am?
Inferiority complex.
Oh, okay.
See, there is no such word as inferiority complex, but that is the first thing you have to remember. You should feel superior. You are superior, and you start from by that. The very thing that you could ask this is shows that you are a capable person. See, nobody in this world who has normal intelligence is an inferior person. So unless we have our own self-esteem, nobody else is going to respect one. So first we have to develop one's own self-concept. Think that you are good, think that you are capable, and then people will start see you capable. People will start recognizing you. So may I know your name, please? Sarita. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Sarita, ma'am.
Sarita, you are a wonderful person, I know. And start having a positive self concept, and you will be able to do wonderful things. Because, I am coming from a rural area, and uh, fortunately, we had a lot of positive environment in our schools in the government. I studied in a government school, but I never experienced anybody much superior to me, because our feeling is more important. So we are equals, and there may be opportunities for some persons. There may be better opportunities. Some might have born with a silver spoon. That does not mean that person is superior. So the thing is, you have to develop your own skills and be confident. So Sarita, from this day onwards, you are a person at par with anybody, if not more. The next day, you are 5% more than what you think you are, and you develop these skills on a positive way. up the